Yargos Lanthimos Begonia. That's the director and the name of this movie, not some alien planet. Ever since I heard the premise of this film, I've been really looking forward to it. And she's gonna be an alien, right? Like, that's the vibe I've got ever since the beginning, seeing that first trailer. I'm like, I feel like it's going to be the case that she is the alien. And then what does that say about conspiracy theories if it ends up being true? What is the film trying to say there? I'm really excited to find out. So let's watch it and see. That ruled. And it's also based on a Korean film called Save the Green Planet, which I'm going to watch too. Yeah, both of these movies are fantastic. They both do things slightly differently, but hit a lot of the same major plot points and beats. However, the tone is slightly different between them. And at the start, I did say I was worried what it would say about conspiracy theory if it did end up being true that Michelle or Kan Manshik were aliens, but I really love how they dealt with it and what it says about conspiracy theories here actually. So let's get into it.
It all starts with something magnificent.
Probably think I'm crazy.
A third of our food is pollinated this way. You understand the scope of that?
As we know from the Bee movie, the bees are essential for the planet.
아무도 날 믿지 않을 거야.
난 오빠를 믿어.
아니야. 너도 이걸 보면 내가 미쳤다고 생각할 거야.
Oh, okay. A girlfriend who believes? This is where the film immediately diverts, because Begonia follows Teddy and Donnie, two men, whereas Save the Green Planet follows Lee Byung-gu and Suni, a man and a woman. This immediately changes some of the dynamics, and as well the gender of the kidnappee has changed, again changing the dynamics. This was actually a suggestion by Ari Aster to make the kidnappee a woman, and I think it actually really helps and adds another layer to this film, along with Emma Stone being fantastic in it. Donnie is played by Aidan Delbis, who's an actor with autism, whereas Suni in Save the Green Planet acts as more of a love interest. However, they're both being manipulated by the main character.
And they'll try and track us too.
Go off-grid, disconnect, yeah.
And I'm doing this to save you most of all. I won't let anyone hurt you, okay?
무서워, 오빠.
So, Suni. The Donnie of this is actually a girlfriend. And with Suni, we do see some signs of her maybe not being completely there mentally. She's playing with dolls and doing things that might suggest a slight age regression. And she is obviously very reliant on Byung-gu. And even though both the main characters think that they are doing good, they are manipulating vulnerable people, taking advantage of someone vulnerable. I mean, the big example of this is the chemical castration that Teddy convinces Donnie to do early on in the film.
Hydroxyprogesterone acetate.
In order for us to hit maximum focus, we have to clear our heads of all psychic compulsions.
Look at his eyes, his pupils are so dilated.
Master.
He's on something.
Are you sure?
It's funny, that feels almost like the opposite of other conspiracies where it's like all of these things are different chemicals stopping your testosterone and things like that, you know. That's almost like the opposite of some conspiracy theories about how I don't know, there's estrogen in everything and our men are being feminized, but then there's elements of like the nofap movement to that, I guess, because it's like a distraction from what you truly desire. It kind of shows how conspiracies that even run in the same circles can be contradictory. And through this initial monologue, so many different conspiracies are touched upon, you know. Teddy's saying he studied, he did his own research, they're being tracked, and they need to get rid of all their phones and devices. There's random creams and remedies they take reminding me of ivermectin, and to some of it there's definitely like undercurrents of the white replacement theory as well.
Before things got bad, when everyone was still here.
Hey, I know it's been hard, man.
Yeah, they've been struggling. look, going to this as a coping mechanism, going back to when things were good, make things great again.
It's been done to us. We're setting that shit right again. No one can fuck with us.
Things taken from them that they're entitled to. Yeah. And for me, I went into the film with the assumption that she was going to be an alien. I might even put a little like counter at the top of how sure I was that she was an alien throughout the viewing. It didn't falter much, but I do wonder how other people perceived this film, because if you're going under the assumption she's going to be an alien, it's a very different viewing experience than people who assume that she's human the entire time. And I really wonder, you know, what people were feeling. If you watched this and had the assumption that she was human throughout, I really want to know what you were thinking throughout this film as well, you know? I think making the victim a CEO is a really smart move here. There's already like a perceived inhumanity with CEOs, the cutthroatness of business, you know, how out of touch they are with the regular everyday people, and that really ties into the themes here too. It adds a dimension of hierarchy to the film that's really great.
The 5:30 thing. Uh-huh. Look, I know you sent the email already, but I need you to let everyone know that they are free to leave at 5.
Michelle Obama, she's, victim of conspiracy as well.
No one is going to be overworked like in the past. No more unpleasant incidents. But, of course, it's not compulsory. And obviously, if people still have work to do, they should absolutely stay and continue to work.
So it just ends up being people do still stay late, because it's just a soft power over them instead of saying, you need to leave at this time. They'll just make it so you're always busy, so you never leave early. And then the kidnapping, this is where you really start to see the gender swap, how that really changes the dynamics. Two men abducting a woman outside her own home. You know, the vibes are just different to abducting a businessman at his place of business. And she fights back. Yeah, she's had a bit of training. Did you get kicked in the balls there? Yeah, it's going to be sloppy. Of course it is. Oh, damn, she'd been stabbed. Yeah, I didn't see that. I was like, why is she slowing down? There was a little bit of comedy there in like one of them got kicked in the balls and it was a bit scrappy. But then once they were in the bushes, I was like, oh yeah, like her being stabbed as well is just like iconography of like assault there. More than it is funny. And as well, I think Save the Green Planet, there's a bit more levity to the tone, you know, it's a bit less grounded with some of the action, and in general there's like all of these special effects, whereas Begonia, it is a bit more grounded in cinematography and effect wise, but I think that makes for a really nice contrast with the end. Why did Jesse Plemons not have a cool hat like that? He could be speaking Andromedan here, and we wouldn't know. It just plays off as him drunk. Oh! What a jump! And again, with the hair shaving, you know, the shaving that stops them communicating with back to the mothership. There's different undercurrents when it's happening to a woman because hair and femininity are so interlinked. Often a shaved head is like a rejection of norms, a sign of rebellion, and having that forcibly taken from you, having your femininity forcibly taken from you. There's plenty of visual motif of assault happening here with the whole kidnapping.
If its hair is still attached, it can track us remotely, so we want to go as quick as we can.
Get it off. Get her bold.
Is it working?
Not much is coming off.
Because it's extra thick alien hair. Oh, burn the phones, burn any evidence.
You were amazing, cuz.
Get rid of her tracking on her phone and then her tracking with her hair. You do get that in Save the Green Planet too, and there are some quite overt moments. Oh no. But the subtext in Begonia, I think, is stronger there. Even the scene of the hair shaving, it feels more intrusive and defiling in Begonia, and there's much more of a focus on it. It's more scrappy with this urgency in the back of the car. Let's focus on the struggle to shave the hair, yeah.
Antihistamine reacts to the neurotransmitters in its nervous system and weakens it. We're just leveling the
He's got it all figured out.
그래서 여기 들어있는 말레인산 클로로페니라민이 몸속에 침투하게 되면 저놈들 신경 전달 물질인 트란스크리산.
Oh, I love these visualizations, yeah.
저놈들 몸엔 세 군데 약점이 있어. 눈, 발등.
Yeah, genitalia. There's definitely a difference in terms of like the vibe of the gender switching here, the gender roles being different, because the kidnapping of Michelle is much more violating and feels much more like, you know, a kind of assault, sexual assault. Whereas here, it's like Suni being maybe forced to touch genitalia. The dynamic, there is a shift there. Then back in the house in the basement, we learn what the giveaways are for an Andromedan.
narrow feet, then cuticles,
Okay, random things, yeah.
semi-protruding earlobes. See? High hair density. You won't notice unless you know what you're looking for.
It feels very much like physiognomy, where you're analyzing, you know, body parts and the differences between them. Again, undercurrents of lots of different kind of conspiracies, which I think works really well in Begonia. Also, I'm including clips here of my reaction throughout. Over on my Patreon, you can find my full-length commentary tracks for these films and a longer, more traditional reaction style video for them as well.
Should we go get dressed?
Okay.
Still make yourself presentable. You're a representative of the human race.
This is my dad's shit. He left it behind for a reason.
Even though she's been blending in, it's officially first contact. So then we get our first contact moment where they officially address her as an alien, say what their plan is, why they think she's an alien, and Michelle is really quick. She's really on it. She sees the situation for what it is and immediately threatens them with like legal action and says, you know, the police are probably already looking for me. You should let me go now to minimize the consequences. But we also learn here what Teddy's plan is, because the plan isn't just to kidnap her. He is kidnapping her so he can get in contact with the higher ups and negotiate for Earth's freedom.
Welcome.
And by shaving her, making her paler, she does look more alien.
Welcome to the headquarters of the human resistance. Despite our general suspicion and disavowal of all extant governing bodies, and despite the fact that you, as an Andromedan, are not subject to the human...
Andromedan. So he knows where from.
The police and soon thereafter the FBI will begin a statewide manhunt using all of it.
Oh yeah, she's a big name as well, so of course there'll be a bigger search for her.
Let's just unpack the problem here.
Unpack. Wow, heady shit. Sure, let's unpack the old fact bag.
That's so corporate. Let's unpack this, shall we? Put a pin in it.
To grant us passage to your ship and negotiate your species withdrawal from planet Earth.
Right. Could we have a dialogue?
We're sending our best here, sending our top negotiators. Real representatives of the human race. And immediately you can see Donnie and Suni, they are the get-outs for the captees. They're not as into it, they're wavering a little bit, they have more doubts. They'll be an easier target to talk to and try and convince someone to let you out, you know?
Going, please. Excuse me, please.
Dawn.
Yep, Don's already having doubts. Yeah, the longer she can stay in conversation with them, the more they can connect, the easier it would be to talk your way out of it, of course. Yeah, Suni doesn't like it. Look at that Zolly zoom. There's then our little flashback in black and white. That's a bit more surreal, but because it's in black and white, you see it as a memory, and memories are like fallible. You see like the floating mum. It's all a bit more surreal.
I don't even fucking know what's in it. I just eat the poison they give me.
Okay.
No,
In the past?
they hide shit in there.
Okay, the conspiracy originates from mum.
See what their plan is, okay?
This is where he gets all these ideas.
And it's money.
Whoa. It's like a porcupine. Did he get it, the ideas from mum, or did he influence mum to... Okay. To do this. In Save the Green Planet, there's a bit more of personal tragedy, because it's not just the mum who's ill, it's also Byung-gu has lost his father and ex as well. Whereas Teddy, there's some mention of his father leaving beforehand, but the main focus is solely on the mother and her illness. Okay. But it's a girlfriend. I mean, like, we saw Teddy was obviously, you know, struggled moments, but it wasn't as intense as this. And I was wondering, I tried to research and I couldn't quite find anything about this, but we see his ex died in some sort of strike, some sort of protest at work, wherever they were working. And it reminded me of Squid Game, because Squid Game was inspired by the 2009 Sanyang motor strike. And I was wondering if there was a specific event that was inspired by this. I tried Googling, you know, maybe events around the time and things like that, but there wasn't anything specific I could find. But maybe it's just more of a general commentary on, you know, how protesters are treated in Korea, which seemed to be an ongoing issue up to 2009 as well. And of course, podcasts play a big part in it. I do love a good podcast, but not a conspiracy podcast. We all know how certain podcasts have proliferated conspiracy theories. That's not the type of podcast I listen to. I've been really big on Shut Up I'm Talking with Tommy in it and Jack Manifold recently, and wait a minute. I'm onto you, Jack. Ooh. Okay. Do they have a description or something?
You know, we haven't had a chance to catch up in a while, because, you know.
Okay. Someone he knows. And this is one of the big diversions from Save the Green Planet, because in Begonia, the main focus police-wise is only on Casey. We don't see any more of the investigation around that. But in Save the Green Planet, there's Detective Chu, Detective Kim, and the whole kind of system there. We see the higher-ups, we see them investigating. It's much more of a kind of police procedural setting that we get there. Detective Chu. Okay. Might be a bit more focus on the police side here. Yeah, maybe two people investigating. Disgraced, but is it for the same reason? I wonder if having two detectives will mirror the two abductors somehow. One seems more innocent, whereas one seems more hardened, yeah. Seems like a much more competent police presence here as well. And we have Detective Kim, Detective Chu. They are very on it. They're very focused on solving this case. Whereas Casey, he's got that personal connection. You know, we revealed his history with Teddy, and we know that he's never really dubious of Teddy. He is more there, more trying to connect to Teddy on a human level than he is trying to investigate and do it for police reasons. You know, he's doing it for personal reasons. That's why he's there.
I know I wasn't always the best babysitter back in the day, but...
A babysitter? you're part of him growing up, baking him into this person.
I think about you sometimes, not in a weird way, just I'm a different guy now. I've grown up. So if you ever need help with anything, just...
Did something happen? Ooh.
I just gotta get to work.
I think about you, but not in that way, but I've changed. We then have the reveal that Teddy works for the same company that Michelle runs. You know, it's kind of obvious in retrospect, but it makes a lot of sense that you have them for the same company, because then there's the immediate hierarchy there in power.
What's up, man?
Oh, so he works in a fulfillment center for the same company. Did they say what the company did? Is it just going to be kind of vague and nebulous?
Their machinery cut you, and you get punished for missing quotas? That's a violation.
I just don't want any trouble.
People just, yeah, they want to keep their job.
It's all gonna change.
They don't challenge their employers. And we see as well with Teddy, you know, he is actually quite compassionate to his co-workers, to people who are on his level. You know, he's trying to help out this woman who has had some problems, and there might be some OSHA violations going on there. You know, he's very in the know about his like workers' rights, even though she doesn't want to take action because it might jeopardize her job. And we see him, you know, helping other co-workers, bringing in honey for them.
So I brought some fresh honey in for toast.
Just being nice to them. It's all very amicable, and he cares for these people who are like on his same level, which I think is important, and I'll come back to later. See, they showed that fulfillment center, you know, and this OSHA violation to see, you know, show how bad kind of the environment is there. But I worked for Amazon in a fulfillment center, and we did not have time to stop and have a chat like that. They were packing those boxes so slow. That was nothing compared to the real thing.
Maybe she's too scared to go.
No, she's not too scared to go.
Don't get too reliant on that monitor. What if she's interfering with the transmission? You got to go down there and check that she's still there in person as well.
I am an alien from outer space. I live here on planet Earth, but I am...
Just doing it to, yeah, just doing it to play along.
This is the best you could do? You didn't even say it in your own language.
Yeah, exactly. Does he know what her language sounds like? She could just do some random clicks and noises.
I would like...
Sorry. I guess grammar is a false Andromedon construct as well.
Oh, don't insult him. Yeah. If you're like, you know, in that situation, you gotta be as civil as you can. Because obviously, he's unhinged. We're back in the basement with Michelle, and you know, you obviously have to toe the line insulting someone so unhinged as Teddy.
You need help? You're mentally ill.
Oh, it's your natural instinct to push back on what he's saying, but you need to appease him a little bit for your own safety. And it's funny seeing, you know, how much all of the corporate buzzwords have just infiltrated her vocabulary. She's talking, yeah, like the corporate girl boss she is.
Safe words, good faith, dialogue. When you talk about this, when you talk about that.
It's all just buzzwords, her corporate buzzwords. She picked up in her diversity meeting that she was in, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I do have a degree, and I also have read a lot about this.
You can't talk...
Of course, if you've got a degree, all of the universities are just brainwashing our kids to be liberals, so it's not valid. Doesn't mean you're, doesn't mean you have any kind of knowledge at all. No, definitely not. And again, really curious what people at home were thinking, you know, when you start to doubt if she's human or not, what you thought throughout the film, maybe when things started to shift for you, because we have these black and white sections that are more surrealist, but I think because they're in black and white, you can tell they're supposed to be memories, more fallible. It's not the same as the rest of the film.
I didn't discover them on my own. I stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, where's he got all these ideas from?
Gideon 55's YouTube studies into Andromedan infiltration paved the way for my own research.
Gideon 55, the most trusted source on the internet.
But once we're on board, inside their chemical atmosphere, they may be able to hear our thoughts. So keep your mind clear
and decisive.
Oh, okay. If negotiations don't go well, can they pilot it back home? Get teleported back to Earth?
Dignity, and that Earth, with its vast resources and human ingenuity, has much that we can offer.
Yeah, let's make it a two-way deal instead of them just leeching off of us.
Listen to reason. Well, I have a plan for that too.
Oh, what's his backup plan?
Lives be like in
A bomb?
Aren't we going to live in space?
We'll only be gone for a few hours. We're not leaving Earth for good. We're saving it.
Who knows if they're coming back? And then with this render and learning about where Teddy gets his information from, you really see Donnie's comprehension of what's happening here and see that he's not really fully in the know. You know, he thinks for some reason they're going to go live in space after this, and this comes back in a much major way later on in the film.
Let's start over. I was hoping.
Oh, great.
Please stop, please, please.
It's just electrocution. Oh, that's not a good sign. People might get onto that. Oh, does Teddy have any doubt there? I don't know. Look at his face. This is another point where Save the Green Planet really differs from Begonia. It happens way earlier in Save the Green Planet and is also too much for the side companion. So Suni actually leaves the situation altogether and is gone for the majority of the runtime of the film.
내가 그깟 돈 때문에 이러는 줄 아냐고 이 더러운 외계인 놈아!
Oh, it's crazed eyes, yeah.
차라리 잘 된 거야.
You can't influence her now. And it's funny, we get Basket Case by Green Day playing here.
Do you have the
Am I just paranoid? And in Save the Green Planet, there's this pop punk remix of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and it is so cool. Okay, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. The vibe is definitely a bit different, a bit more comedic, whereas Begonia was more of a dark comedy, you could say. It really sets the tone and the song just rips. And I really wish they found a way to integrate that into Begonia. I wonder if that was supposed to be somewhere it played, or if they could have played the original Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I think it would have been a really cool callback to Save the Green Planet, maybe over the end credits even. This is actually maybe the first sign that she is actually an alien, because she survives this test. However, we're so untrustful of Teddy that, you know, why would we think anything that he's saying here is true?
The output, it's never reached that threshold before.
Before?
Could you get me a towel, please?
Okay, what's he on to here? She survived more than a human would have. I have no idea what kind of voltage a human could withstand, so I'm just taking his word for it there, a word that I don't trust.
I did not realize. Your Majesty.
Okay, he's cussing it. Oh, she's the queen. And then the outcome of this electrocution test is that she is actually royalty, has royal blood. That's why she could withstand the electrocution so much. However, in Save the Green Planet, this is an immediate reveal. From the get, they're saying Can Mansik is royalty, whereas it's more of a reveal here, and it changes some of the dynamics. They're now treating her a bit better, treating her to a meal, you know, or at least there's the illusion of civility.
My best attempt to approximate the royal treatment to which you are accustomed.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Much better treat.
Well, on that note,
She's still constrained a bit though, yeah.
Well, again, it is very impressive.
Thank you.
Just stroke his ego a bit.
You as well.
Alt-right, alt-light, leftist, Marxist, all those stupid badges.
He needed to find a home and ideology. He had all of these ideologies, all of these labels from extreme right to extreme left, but never found a home. And I think sometimes there is this like paradox of ideology. Sometimes irrational acts have irrational motivations behind them, and people don't neatly fit into what ideology you want them to. Or we see a lot of projection where someone like the Kirk or Trump shooters were, when they weren't extreme leftists, people tried to project that onto them for whatever reason they could find. There's often a mislabeling. And then again, another surrealist black and white moment, learning more about the mother floating again like a balloon, but we learn that whatever is afflicting the mother is brought on by the company, and there's some admission of guilt, some backwards admission of guilt, offering compensation. You know, they're not going to do that if they don't think they're in the wrong there.
And putting this up on the corporate masthead for all to see, for everyone in our company.
Yeah, these flashbacks, black and white things are always very surreal.
Maybe we don't even try to market a product like this anymore. Or maybe we take this experience.
What is the company? What is the product?
And cover the expenses for your mother's treatment in hopes that her condition might one day improve.
Will she remember this, if this even happened?
And again, we're just so sorry.
Oh yeah, no, it's the glass dome. Okay, that's what it is. It's the glass dome covering the flat earth. Okay.
The end of it can't actually be flat, right? There's the glass dome too, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh my. This can't be real.
And you see, you know, it's more than just money. Once Michelle realizes and recognizes what's going on, when she remembers what happened with the mum, we know it's not just about money. It's a bit more personal than that. And again, there is like a balance of like, do you push back against what people are saying, or do you just nod and agree? But can they tell you're just agreeing for agreeing's sake?
And there's no consensus that pesticides were ever a real threat to begin with.
Yes, I'm well aware of what you've all been telling us.
But she owns the media. She can do her own studies, influence them.
We were having a nice dinner.
We were.
Nice, quiet, respectful.
Don't bring up politics at dinner. Yeah. Always ends in disaster.
You needed a mother. She was never there for you.
Fucking die, you fucker!
Oh. Can you even kill an alien like that though? Fuck. Oh, so love the horns. And suddenly goes so operatic. Oh, she's got that fork in her hand. She could do some damage with that. Yeah. Oh, but she's broken free a bit. Is this Casey? But Teddy's getting more and more riled up and eventually attacks, which is exactly when Casey comes along, you know, perfect timing. And this is really where everything starts to spiral in Begonia. The tension starts to build. Casey comes in. We have this same scene in Save the Green Planet with this monitor where there's a screen projecting exactly what's happening and the cop's so close to seeing it but never quite does. Oh, the monitor.
마네킹 만들어서 팔거든요. 취미 겸 부업으로.
Oh yeah, the TV is still on, pointing at him. But we know that Casey isn't really here to investigate. He's more here to talk to Teddy and apologize.
I know the last thing you want is for your fucked up babysitter from 20 years ago stopping by.
Whereas in Save the Green Planet, Detective Chu is full on investigating, has some suspicion. And Sumi is out of the picture, so Byung-gu, he really has to try and distract Chu every chance he can get, whereas you have Donnie distracting Michelle for a little bit at least, so we know she's a bit more taken care of. She can't make as much noise because Donnie's there with the gun. Oh, she's awake again. But she's alone with Donnie as well. He's more vulnerable.
All he does is drag you deeper and deeper.
Yeah, turn them against each other.
I want to do that for you.
I said, shut up.
Oh, the electricity.
I know you're confused and frustrated.
Oh. Yeah, really distorting. We have this moment of like distortion, like glitchiness, and I didn't think about it too much at first, but was that something? Was that maybe actually Michelle getting to him, doing some brain something or other? I don't know. Was it like Teddy said that she manipulated him? I don't know, because Donnie's death came as a huge surprise to me.
All of this is true, and you have a spaceship. Would you take me away from here?
Wants to get away from Earth entirely. Yeah, he wanted to go to space. There's the whole we'll live in space thing.
I'll take you with me. We'll leave Earth.
We can go into the stars.
Tell Teddy that I'm sorry, that I love him.
Okay.
I will.
He's gonna let her go. Oh, fuck. Yeah. He's gonna leave this Earth. Damn. Great twists always happen right as you realize it. And it was like just before he put the gun towards himself, I was like, oh, what? I was listening to everything he was saying, and, you know, earlier on they alluded to him wanting to go to space. I was like, okay, that's like some dream of his. He doesn't feel at home on Earth. He wants to go to space. But I did not think he meant it on that level. And of course, with the gunshot being heard, Teddy kills Casey to, you know, cover his tracks. And I do wonder how much catharsis there was. I don't know if killing Casey was like much of a revenge kill, more, or was it more of like a desperation kill just in that moment? Okay. Put the bees on him. Ugh. Damn, he's got him. Is there any catharsis there? I don't know how much Teddy actually hated him for what had happened. He was always just trying to get him out. In Save the Green Planet, the detective is killed, but we actually go back to more torture and then follow a second younger detective, Detective Kim, following up everything that's happening. The pacing is different. Begonia is more of a straight shot to the finale now, which means there's a bit more kind of momentum going into the finale, whereas Save the Green Planet is kind of a push and pull of tension, but Begonia really feels like a spiral into desperation towards the end.
Under extreme pressure, Teddy, he cracked.
And you cracked him. What?
There's a cure. You can save her. It's a very important Andromedon experiment, and it takes 4 to 5 years. But if it succeeds, she will wake up.
Then we get the big antifreeze lie, getting Teddy out, gives Michelle some time to explore, and this is where she finds the other bodies. Another big reveal, which is something that Save the Green Planet was really upfront about, and I think works a lot better in Begonia. Save the Green Planet, we know that Byung-gu has killed before. It's very obvious, and there's only like maybe one throwaway line in Begonia that gives it away.
Everybody denies it at first, and then they confess.
Whereas, you know, Detective Chu, he finds human remains on the site. It's much more evident that he's a murderer. He's killed people before in Save the Green Planet, where I think it works better as a reveal here. We think this is their first time kidnapping someone, but they've been at it before. A hidden room? Yeah, why is she not going up the stairs? Oh! Oh! Human specimens. Does he have any Andromedan specimens? Ew. I know he said he'd done his own research. I didn't think there'd be human experiments. How much did Donnie know about all of this as well? Is he here for all of it?
Mom,
She's just seeing her own people tortured. That's what she's saying, because she is an alien. I still do believe it. And this antifreeze moment is the real test of Teddy's resolve. You know, if there was any doubt in his mind up to this point, I think he would hesitate, but he doesn't. He goes straight for it. We see how determined he is to save his mother and to fix the planet. Is this just gonna kill her, putting antifreeze in her? Okay. He got duped. Oh, that's okay. Staircase. It's music as well.
Monster.
How many were Andromedons?
Oh. And then this is like the reveal moment, really. There is still maybe like a little 1% doubt after this, but Michelle confronts him, saying that she is an Andromedan.
Dinosaurs. Magnificent creatures with a complex but stable ecosystem. Oh.
Dinosaurs are magnificent.
But we inadvertently spread a fatal virus to the planet.
That's what killed the dinosaurs? It always comes back to dinosaurs, doesn't it?
So he gave new life to this planet. Life resembling us.
Humans resemble the Andromedans.
All of humanity was extinguished, save for a select few, who built an ark and traveled the oceans for a century. When it was finally saved to
Okay, we've got Atlantis, Noah's Ark.
Humans can't help the way they are. It's in your genes. The genes implanted
They're just...
by your ancestors to strengthen themselves.
The Andromedans are just superior.
But also to save Earth from you and your kind.
No.
That's not the conspiracy he wants at all, yeah.
Some of us would have preferred to simply eliminate your species, but the Emperor believed there was still hope, so...
The Emperor was kind. Some of the backstory about the dinosaurs and everything, and we get the same backstory in Save the Green Planet, but Emma Stone in Begonia, she gives it as just a straight monologue, whereas in Save the Green Planet we see imagery of the dinosaurs, of the Ark, of all of this. However, there's also a discovery of some books that have all of these elements, so it casts doubt again back onto the story, whereas at this point in Begonia, it's 99% confirmed. And this is where I really love what Begonia and Save the Green Planet did, because I was, as I said before, concerned about what this would say about conspiracy theory if the theorists were vindicated and it did end up being true that they are aliens. And the way they went about it is that, yes, Teddy was correct, but he wasn't fully correct. And this works so well, in my opinion. It really elevates it. Teddy could see the symptoms. He could see there was something wrong. There was constantly something wrong with the planet, but he could never diagnose exactly what it was. He was wrongfully attributing it to malice by the aliens, but it isn't. The aliens are actually trying to save humans. And the thing is, in the real world, there can be elements of truth to conspiracy theories, but they often miss the whole picture. You know, we see so many times how conspiracy theories, they fall into anti-Semitism, they fall into racism, they fall into bigotry and these different trappings. Teddy sees all of these people, you know, his fellow people who are like zombies and they've got nothing to live for, thinking they're being drained of their life force by some alien force. But actually what they're being drained by is the system, is the capitalist system which in they live. We let these people slip through because it's profitable to do so. There's no financial incentive to help these people out, so they don't get the help that they need. There's so much talk from Teddy about returning to things the way things were, and how it feels like there's something taken from him, something he's entitled to, and that feels very MAGA in a way. And we see how immigrants are the scapegoat for that, where really it's austerity, a widening wealth gap, where so many of us are struggling while some people make an incomprehensible amount of money.
But I have the information you need to save Earth, and you know I do.
You're fucking deep.
Yeah, he still needs to save Earth.
Park in your usual spot.
She doesn't park. Oh, Don's there.
You're coming with me. I'm taking you with me.
Don's still coming with them though, yeah. Yeah, it's a valet. She doesn't usually park.
Hi, Tony. There you go. Have a good evening.
Yeah, he's just gonna not notice a body in the back.
Beam, what's up?
Or, you know, transport.
Yeah, teleports you up.
Okay.
How does he feel about teleportation? Does he believe that, you know, when the whole thing of teleportations kill you and reconstruct you at the top?
I punch in a code here, and then it initiates a link with the ship.
Even though she admitted it, and there was like the whole two Andromedans thing, there were two Andromedans that he supposedly found, there is still like, could be a seed of doubt here. But of course, all of our technology is disguised as human technology.
My air tank. I'll need oxygen. I don't have my air tank.
Oh, there'll be oxygen, Teddy.
Okay.
He's putting a lot of trust in her. So then we get convinced that let's go to the workplace and we'll beam up together. At this point in Save the Green Planet, Suni is still alive, but there is also still a threat from Detective Kim of him coming along and solving it. Whereas in Begonia, again, it feels much more of a downward spiral at this point. There's no outward threat of anyone actually coming in and stopping any of this. And in Save the Green Planet, Suni dies as well, just as Donnie does, but it's much more directly at the hands of Kang. He actively kills her, and the deaths in Save the Green Planet, they're much more drawn out and emotional, whereas in Begonia, they're a lot more sudden and shocking.
You should know that I've prepared for all eventualities.
Okay, prepared how?
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
That was
yeah, fair enough.
And we'll have to go one after the other so that our bodies don't reconstitute together.
Yeah, fair enough. Become one being.
I could go first.
No. I'll go first. I don't want you to escape.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He needs to go first. And it just looks like a regular closet. How much doubt does he have? Is he still like... There must be a little inkling of doubt in there.
One.
Oh! Oh my god! What? He blew up. The bomb interfered with the teleportation. What? And I was only ever 100% sure she was an alien when she got out of the ambulance at the end there. There's always still the tiniest of doubt in my mind, but as soon as she got out that ambulance, you knew she was up to something. Why would she go back? What reason was there for her to return? You know, there was always before maybe the guise of something else, you know, her typing into the calculator as a distraction. There was always, you know, another reason, but what reason would she have to return? She's just saying to the guards like, hey, I forgot something. And again, I'd love to know where you all were at that point with thinking, you know, how much is true? Is she actually an alien or not?
Ma'am, please, hold on. Stop.
Oh!
Wait, hold on. Stop.
She's got to go contact the mothership, yeah. The eclipse is here. Yeah, again, I'm just wondering about like other people watching this. Where is their mind at this point? Yeah, blending right with the crimes.
Just one sec. Don't touch that. Hey!
She needs to beam up as well. Is that her body deconstruction and reconstituting? Yeah, there we go. Oh, they do just look like humans. They're based on. I was kind of hoping they'd look crazy, and he was exactly right. Like a jellyfish. The top part was slightly bigger, but that is pretty much what he modeled. Because this is where we get it fully confirmed. I was a little disappointed with the alien formers, but it makes sense that we are based on their DNA, and so they weren't that different. I was kind of hoping to see something bonkers with the alien forms. It could have been a cool tonal contrast to see something more out there. And Save the Green Planet at least has the ears that differentiate them, and there's a lot more religious imagery in there. We see the iconography. And I never even put it together when watching Begonia, the whole we are built in their image. So there is, you know, a kind of God and Adam and Eve aspect, whereas that's very overt in Save the Green Planet. And then you have the ears of the Andromedans in Save the Green Planet, which resemble Buddha and are representative of wisdom. So again, there is some truth to religion and, you know, past conspiracies of Atlantis and things, but we never knew the whole truth.
2, 3, Natal.
Wow.
Yosin, Yogatsi, Narat Sechar.
What's the decision? Leave the planet to leave them to it to inevitably destroy themselves? Or just wipe them out? Kind of biological, some of the architecture. That top bit at least. I love how it's actually a flat earth, but there was never any conspiracy in this about flat earth. Is it just like that? Everyone collapses. And then the ending. I think in Save the Green Planet, there's a bit more focus on the side characters, whereas Begonia is a bit more focused solely on this main plot, meaning that at the end, when you see some of their dead bodies, it does hit you a bit harder in Save the Green Planet. And as well, you have the planet blowing up there. That's another big difference. Yeah. The more characters along the way that we've met that we can... Oh, Earth as well. They destroyed Earth. The atmosphere gone as well. Oh, okay. No. Full on, yeah. Exploded planet, okay. I think it was more creepy everyone dying before, but that is, yeah. But I do prefer the quietness of just showing the empty streets with the people dead laying out there. I guess nature eventually heals. Oh, that's creepy, them looking right at us. Back to the fulfillment center. When will they ever learn? So yeah, Begonia and Save the Green Planet, both excellent films. And my concern about what they'd say about conspiracy was completely subdued. They handled it in such a smart way. I just really loved how they integrated that into the story. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really love both of these films, and I'll catch you in the next one. And Jang Joon Hwan, who wrote and directed Save the Green Planet, was actually inspired by Stephen King's Misery, and you can check out my reaction to that over here as well.